You're watching devvybtv, the original OG.
Hey lovies, welcome back to another video. So today I wasn't feeling myself. I didn't go to work and I got dressed to go and work out. But I found myself sitting on the patio for the longest while and I did not work out. In the evening I eventually did get some exercise done on a TikTok live, so you guys can go over to my TikTok page, which is devvy_b. So today guys, I'm going to be making some gizzadaz, as you can see from the title. So I have some flour there. I was looking from a recipe, but do note I did not use any measuring cups or any measuring spoon, so everything I basically just eyeballed. So I was only looking at the recipe to get the ingredients, but not to follow the method and the measurements really. So I have some flour there, so I'm adding some butter. You know, they tell it to use room temperature cooking butter, but me, I'm just using a bread butter. Listen, I'm using what I have. So I am using a fork just to combine that butter and that flour and the sugar and the salt that I added, you know, so we get in all of that combined together. Don't mind I'm looking at the hours. As I said, I'm gonna kind of just get ready for the exercise. I'm just never bother, so yeah, no pay that no mind. So we add some more butter and we're just incorporating the butter mixture, so it's supposed to have that crumble look, because you know we need the pastry to be nice. I did add a little vanilla to that water just to give it some flavor. So you see, I'm following the recipe but not really following the recipe, because it didn't set to flavor the water nor add sugar to the dough, but I wanted my dough to be just as tasty as the filling is going to be. So put on my glove and I needed that flour, kneading. Now I was trying to wrap or put the, you call it what, a ceramic wrap, plastic wrap, whatever wrap that is. I was trying to put the plastic wrap over the container and then rest it in the fridge, but listen, I always have an issue tearing this off, so you know, it wasn't really working. It wasn't working at all. So I eventually just went and wrapped the dough in the plastic wrap and rest that in the refrigerator. The thing did say rest it in there for half an hour, which is 30 minutes, but then I just went, put it in the fridge, and I proceeded to get my coconut sorted out. Like, look here. Me did I wonder if me gonna chop off my hand, because I never ox a coconut out of it, something like that yet. So anyways, me get little coconut water, did nice. Coconut water did very sweet, but you see, me get little. Y'all saw that? That wasn't even half glass, half cup, nothing. Then to the worst part of it, what Jamaicans like to say, ox out the coconuts. Yeah. So me did I try ox out the coconuts, and guys, it was a little struggle, but I got through it. Yeah, baby. So we're gonna ox out the coconut and then using it. It's coconut done ox out, you know, clean up at the counter, make sure, you know. So now we're going to grate the coconut. I used this grater first, but then I realized that the shreds were too big, so I ended up going to this smaller grater, which was not as comfortable, but it was the size that I wanted them to be. So yeah, we're grating these. Alright, so we grate and heap the coconut. You can see the two different sizes of how it was grated. Now we just grate in some ginger. The thing did say about 2 tablespoons, as I said, not using any measurements actually. So I just grated some ginger. Alright, but guys, if you need measurements, I can leave the recipe below so you guys can check it out. So I just washed my ginger and grated some ginger. So now we're moving on to the cookment part. So we added our pot to the stove and we're gonna add some water to the pot. Yes. So I don't know why the match is on drop on it, so if you burn down your place, fix the phone so I can't see another pot. So to our pot now we're adding sugar. So we're just adding sugar. I did 3 scoops. So I did 2.5 here, but then I did go back and put in another half scoop. So yeah, so we added 3 scoops of sugar to my pot. So we're going to go now and we're going to add the ginger to the pot. So it's just the water, the sugar, and the ginger that's in already. You get me? Yeah. And you know the ginger nice and flavorful. You smell it, you know? So we're going now, we're adding some mixed essence. These are all flavorings. Me just eyeballing, I don't need to keep repeating that, but yeah, you know, I reach Jamaican, we don't really measure now. Oh, we just drop and taste and put and taste, you know. Adding some vanilla now. And we just actually clean the pot. Yeah, look at toops. Look at toops more. You understand? Yes. And then, what was I looking for? I think I was looking for cinnamon. Oh, I found the almond essence. So we're going to use a look at tips of almond essence because it tends to be very strong and I don't want it overpowering the gizzadaz. You understand? So we just need everything to be on a little level. Nice little flavoring. Yes. Nice look of flavor. Look of flavor. Like this so. Yeah. So as you can see, the pot is warming up. I couldn't find any powdered cinnamon. Ended up using about 1/4 of a cinnamon stick. Was it 1/4? Yeah, it was 1/4 of a cinnamon stick. And I did take that out afterwards, but I did let it boil down. And that so flavor will be dispersed nicely. Alright, so now we're gonna add some salt to our pot. Because you know nothing won't really have any flavor. It's going to taste very bland without any salt. So we added the salt to the pot and now we're just going to stir that around. You know, help the salt to dissolve and all the stuff that we're throwing there just to ensure that they're mixed out. And then now we're going to go ahead and put in our shredded coconut. I'm going to leave this now to cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. So as I said, because we weren't using any measurements, we're still just going to taste just to see if we want to add anything else to the pot, etc, etc. Alright, so this was cooking for about 5 or so minutes. So just went there and stirring. So guys, I actually let it cook until most of the water or most of the liquid has dried down. So not completely, because I need it to still have that little juice, but until most of it dry out. Alright, now we're moving on to our dough. So what happened, disclaimer guys, I did need another cup of flour in that dough mixture. Apparently my dough had too much butter, so I think I just need to add a little bit more flour to it, but it was okay though. Alright, so say my mother, who is always in the kitchen, does not own a rolling pin. Like, would not own a rolling pin. Oh, she said she never need to roll anything. Like, I couldn't believe. But anyways, I just pinch off a piece of the dough, roll it into a ball, and I was trying to use my hand to flat it out, and then I told myself that this was not going to work. This never did ever work. So I'm gonna get one cup and I'm gonna try roll it out with the cup, but then because of how the cup is, I felt like it was gonna break. But it was actually doing a pretty good job. Yeah. So listen, this is really hard people cooking, because if you don't own a rolling pin, you find another way or you find something to use. And then I was using this little bowl here now to make my circles, because neither does she have a cutter. Persons who know me know that if this was my kitchen in Jamaica, I have rolling pins, I have cutters and all of that. My mother does not bake, so if she was like regular cooking stuff, she has, but not baking stuff. No baking sheet, no nothing of the sort. So here I was now, I'm trying to pinch this, and guys, as I said about the butter, my dough was very greasy, and I think that was the issue why it was not the pinches weren't holding to create that nice little dish. So the dough kept sliding. If you realize, it didn't even stick to the cutting board regardless, or despite it being floured first. It was so greasy. So on my next attempt, I need to check on the flour butter ratio properly. But yeah, so even though I pinched it there and it looked fine, they did not hold up.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning.
So still trying to make this stuff, still trying to roll them out. They were giving me stress, but that's how they came out. Them not look too bad. Mommy, they come and put big chicken in the oven. We thought, let's kill two birds with one stone. So we're putting the dough in the oven just to crisp them a bit. So they baked for about 5 minutes. Took them out, and then we're adding the filling inside of them. So we're gonna add the filling, and then we're gonna put them back in the oven now, so they can finish baking up. So you bake the dough first because you don't want it to be soft, and then when you put the filling in it gets soggy. So you pre-bake them first, then you add the filling. You're just gonna put them back in the oven now for about another 10 minutes, and that's how they came out. And guys, they were very delicious. Thank you much for watching.